Hey guys, doing a quick review today of my brand new SIG 229R on the right and my Glock 19 on the left. Both guns have been checked already. No ammo in them at all, except for the magazines over here, which you'll see later. Okay, if you do a side-by-side comparison, virtually identical. There's also the 229 without the rail. I chose to get the one with the rail. This isn't 40, by the way. And I just put on my Crimson Trace grips on it. Okay. If you hold them up next to each other, you obviously see that the SIG is a little bit higher. That's due to the high bore axis and this double single action components involved, whereas the Glock 19 is just merely a striker fire. And also another thing I noticed when I put on the Crimson Trace grips, it kind of maybe like a centimeter or two. It added a little bit of height, but nothing much to make it a deal breaker on the Crimson Trace. This is actually a used police trade-in I purchased. Actually, I traded my Glock 27 for this to a police officer in Westchester. And this, I bought brand spanking new. A comparison I wanted to make is if you hold these up right together, line up the very tip of the bore. It's just virtually identical in size. Again, you see the SIG is a little bit taller, and you can see that it's also a little bit taller. It's a heavy trigger pull here. Like a 10, 11, 12 pound trigger pull, and then obviously this double action is longer. I like it because the tip of my finger, which is the pad that you should be shooting with, just touches it. And unlike my Glock, where my finger can come around like this and toss my shots, I'm yet to fire this one. And you can see, pull it back a little bit. And here's the there is the reset. Okay. Obviously, everybody knows a Glock. Fits in the hand a little bit differently. I just cleaned both of these guns because they were kind of sitting in the safe. I did a little competition shooting with this the other day. Another thing I wanted to do, again, in homage to good old Hickok 45, was to weigh these pistols. Alright, it's zeroed out. Now this Glock 19, nothing in it. 1.57. Okay. Now, it's just a 10 round magazine. Standard gold dot sights, same as the New York City Police Department uses. Okay, so you're cruising, if you put the magazine in, it's cruising on a good 1 pound, 12 ounces. Okay, now here's the SIG 229R. Considerably heavier. Almost the same weight with a little bit 1.2 ounces more without the magazine in it, heavier than your Glock 19. Here's the magazine, little Federal premium ammunition. Let's go put it on the side there. Now that kicks it up to a whopping 2 pounds 6 ounces, 0.64 ounces. considerable amount of weight. Plus, it's metal magazine too. That's 0.7. That's 7 ounces. 10-round magazine. Again, I live in a communist state. Yeah, battery fell out. It's all right. 2 seconds. You're talking 8.5 ounces. Obviously, this is 10 rounds of 40 cal, and this is an all steel mech car magazine, standard factory, made in Italia. Okay, so you see the difference. Here comes the Whopper. 2.6. Okay. So, it's just a little side-by-side comparison. My personal feelings, I will always keep this. This will be the only firearm I will ever keep because it's a Glock. You can get pieces for this thing any and everywhere across the globe. The other thing is I like the low bore axis. I shot an IDPA competition last week. It was a total amateur thing. Nothing super. I did pretty well. Did use my Glock. But again, the one thing that's the biggest difference that everybody talks about, if you hold these two guns in your hand, you will always feel that Glock hump. Except if you're in a Gen 4 and you can change the back straps. You always feel that hump. But you can tell the difference in between the straight slide. Even though these are the Crimson Trace, I did have the other ones on beforehand. And it's a world of a difference not feeling that hump hitting your hand. You feel a nice long. Nice Crimson Trace. These are just some snap caps. Okay. Well, if you guys have any questions, let me know. When I can get the footage, I want to splice my competition shooting with my GoPro that I shot the IDPA match in this thing. So I want to do one screen, my GoPro, and the other screen, my running and gunning. All right. Thank you very much, guys. Any comments, feel free. Thank you very much. Bye.